Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. People assumed canceling Yellowstone was a foregone conclusion. How Yellowstone's streaming rights ended up with Peacock explained by Paramount CEO. The Paramount CEO fully explains how Yellowstone's streaming rights ended up with Peacock, and how that influenced Paramount's strategy. Taylor Sheridan's Western series began in 2018, running for 5 seasons and concluding late last year. Though it got a slow start with critics in its premiere season, Yellowstone ended up being extremely well-reviewed and has expanded its universe through multiple spin-off series. One of the spin-offs is currently on streaming, 1923 Season 2, which is getting stellar reviews thus far. Speaking with The Wrap, Paramount CEO Chris McCarthy fully explained how Yellowstone's streaming rights ended on Peacock. When the show had completed Season 2, it was expensive enough to warrant selling the streaming rights to Peacock. Strategically, McCarthy decided to switch Yellowstone to Sunday nights and to work on streaming exclusives 1883 and 1923. Then, when Paramount Plus launched, he decided to focus his energy on shows with big-name stars. Check out McCarthy's full quote below. So, when I came on board, many people assumed canceling Yellowstone was a foregone conclusion. However, after connecting with Taylor, understanding his vision, and doing a deep dive to forecast where there was a white space to build a universe that would unleash an untapped audience demand, I decided to double down, partnering with Taylor in his first TV overall deal, and placing a bet that Yellowstone could be the catalyst to unlock a bigger cultural phenomenon. To succeed, we need to identify subtle emerging signals, ones that are easily missed, of cultural trends that could go mass, in order to place calculated bets and make big hits that can transform our business. By embracing this strategy and delivering against Taylor's creative vision, we succeeded in overcoming the obstacle of not having Yellowstone for SVOD and turned it into an opportunity to reinvent the model, which has driven Paramount Plus to industry-leading growth 4 years in a row. To make up for lost time, we designed a strategy betting against the status quo that the winners of the SVOD war won't be the ones with the most content, but rather the ones with the biggest hits that break through the crowded and competitive landscape. Now that Paramount Plus is a streaming service, not having streaming rights to Yellowstone is an undeniable loss. However, McCarthy is vouching for how Paramount changed its entire strategy to account for this and take the best path moving forward. The streamer, unfortunately, faced the challenge of the WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes not long after launching, but eventually was able to carry forward with their major shows led by major stars. They made Lioness with Nicole Kidman and Morgan Freeman, Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone, and shows like Landman and The Agency. There are plenty of reasons to get excited about Yellowstone, even though the flagship of Taylor Sheridan's neo-Western saga wrapped up Season 5. Even without Yellowstone available to the streamer, the impressive lineup has kept the reviews strong for Paramount Plus shows. According to Nielsen data, the streamer was ranked No. 2 on SVOD in terms of most hours watched of original series during the fourth quarter of 2024. This was likely helped by shows like Landman and Tulsa King, which are A-lister-driven and a clear part of their ongoing strategy. So Paramount Plus may not be able to benefit from Yellowstone's streaming numbers, but McCarthy was smart to pivot strategies to account for this loss. While Paramount Plus still gets to rest in the streaming glory of Sheridan, shows like 1923, selling the Yellowstone streaming rights to Peacock still could present challenges moving forward. A few months ago, it was announced that the flagship show's team would develop a spin-off featuring Rip and Beth, and that Yellowstone would be part of the title. Following this announcement, some reports surmised that this likeness could create legal issues for Paramount in securing the rights for the spin-off series. The streamer could continue to lose more potential streaming revenue should Peacock maintain rights to this offshoot program. For years, Yellowstone has been one of television's biggest success stories. The modern Western, created by Taylor Sheridan and starring Kevin Costner, revitalized the genre and became a cultural phenomenon. It drew massive ratings, inspired spin-offs, and helped make the Paramount Network a serious player in the world of prestige television. However, when Paramount Global announced that Yellowstone would end with Season 5, many assumed its cancellation was inevitable, a consequence of behind-the-scenes drama, scheduling conflicts, and Kevin Costner's much-publicized exit. But the reality is far more complicated. According to Paramount CEO Bob Bakish, Yellowstone's fate was not merely a matter of creative exhaustion or cast departures, but a tangled web of streaming rights, business deals, and corporate strategy that led the flagship series to land on Peacock instead of Paramount+. How Paramount lost streaming rights to Peacock. The biggest irony in Yellowstone's history is that while it is a Paramount Network show, it does not stream on Paramount+. Instead, its streaming home is NBC Universal's Peacock. How did this happen? Bob Bakish explained in a recent interview that the decision to license Yellowstone to Peacock was made before the streaming landscape shifted dramatically. At the time, Paramount, then Viacom CBS, was not yet fully committed to launching its own streaming service. As a result, they sold Yellowstone's streaming rights to NBC Universal in a lucrative deal, ensuring that once episodes aired on the Paramount Network, they would exclusively stream on Peacock. While the deal made financial sense in the short term, it became a long-term headache for Paramount. By the time Paramount Plus launched and gained traction, Yellowstone was already a massive hit, but the company had no way of reclaiming streaming rights. This left Paramount in the strange position of heavily promoting a show that drove subscribers to a rival streaming platform. The impact of the streaming deal on Yellowstone's future. This unusual licensing arrangement put Yellowstone in an awkward position. As the franchise expanded with prequels, 1883 and 1923, those spin-offs were exclusive to Paramount+, but the flagship series was stuck on Peacock. This created a fragmented viewing experience for fans, many of whom had to subscribe to multiple services to watch the entire Yellowstone universe. With Yellowstone bringing in record ratings, Paramount executives likely regretted the deal, but there was no easy way to undo it. NBC Universal held firm to the rights, knowing that Yellowstone was a major draw for Peacock subscribers. This strategic misstep meant that as Paramount Plus grew, it lacked access to the very show that helped define its brand. As a result, when Kevin Costner's contract negotiations led to delays in Yellowstone Season 5 and eventually his departure, Paramount faced a difficult decision. Extending the series would mean continuing to boost a competitor's platform, while their own streaming service missed out on the flagship show. At the same time, the show's production costs and behind-the-scenes conflicts were mounting. Ultimately, the network decided to end Yellowstone and shift its focus to spin-offs and new projects within the Yellowstone universe, ones that they could fully control on Paramount+. Paramount's future strategy: more Yellowstone, but on their terms. While the main Yellowstone series is ending, the franchise is far from over. Paramount has already announced a direct sequel, tentatively titled Yellowstone 2024, which will pick up after the events of the original series. Unlike its predecessor, this new installment will be exclusive to Paramount+, ensuring that the company fully capitalizes on its success. In addition, 1883 and 1923 have paved the way for more historical prequels, further expanding the Yellowstone timeline. Taylor Sheridan is also developing new spin-offs, including one rumored to take place in Texas and another focusing on the 6666 Ranch. By shifting their focus to these new projects, Paramount ensures that future Yellowstone content remains under its umbrella, free from the licensing complications that plagued the original series. What Bob Bakish says about the Peacock deal today. Looking back, Bob Bakish acknowledges that licensing Yellowstone to Peacock was a decision made in a different era of television. At the time, the priority was maximizing revenue, not building a streaming service. However, he also emphasizes that Paramount has learned from this experience. Moving forward, the company is keeping its biggest hits within its ecosystem, ensuring that new shows, including Yellowstone 2024, drive subscribers to Paramount Plus rather than competitors.